Warning. This program may contain material of an explicit or graphic nature. Viewer discretion is advised.
Broadcasting undead from the B ward, this is the Post-Mortem Show. I'm Dom.
And I'm JD. And today, we're going to bring you our top 5 revenge films.
Acts of Vengeance.
Vengeance. A lot of rape going on in revenge films.
There's a fuckload of rape. It's like it's
its own genre, you know that?
Yeah, rape revenge. Yeah, for sure. I watched a terrible one that I'm about to review today.
A rape revenge.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, and revenge movies are something that transcend genre. So some of our picks and honorable mentions might not necessarily be 100% horror.
Right.
I have a lot of exploitation and things like that.
Yeah.
And I even have one that's going to probably really surprise you. But yeah, it doesn't have to necessarily be 100% horror movie to be considered a revenge movie. So, but before we get into our revenge movies, we got a little bit of horror news. I got some real life horror news. Before we get into the real horror news,
Oh yeah,
I got something that's scary and thought-provoking.
and happened in the real world.
And happened in the real world. Scientists are moving ahead with research to resurrect the dead using stem cells. Fuck. A U.S. biotech company is preparing to start experiments using stem cells to try to stimulate 20 brain-dead patients back to life. No, it's not a pitch for a sci-fi horror film. This is how the fucking zombie apocalypse starts, right? The Mind Unleashed reports the company BioQuark will be trying to use stem cells to regrow and stimulate neurons to bring back patients back from brain death.
Fuck that.
It works like this. They implant stem cells in the patient's brain while also infusing the spinal cord with chemicals typically used to try and wake up coma patients. Then, hopefully, brain activity is essentially jump-started.
Are they different Otter Pop colored
Different
spinal injections?
You know, the thing is, like, this is one of our movies that we came up with our fucking create a monster mashups.
Yeah.
I mean, all you gotta do is add some Viagra, and this is a post-mortem movie. Zom-boners.
Add someone getting fucked to death by a large zoo animal, and it's a post-mortem movie.
Zom-boners.
You know,
a post-mortem production.
I don't say fuck that. Do you have more that you have to say before I rant about this?
There's a couple. I mean, I got a little bit more, but they say they hope to see some results within 2 to 3 months after these treatments begin, with a long-term goal to begin to develop techniques for brain-dead patients to eventually make a full recovery, which is a heady, ethically tricky goal, right?
Yeah.
Like, ethically, like, what the fuck, you know?
You know, like, it's not even the, like, potential zombie apocalypse implications that piss me off about this. It's that the first people to get this are going to be the, like, worst people in the world.
That's
like,
probably true.
The rich fuckers. Like, people die for a fucking reason. And yes, it sucks that your mom dies. It sucks that your dad dies. It sucks that your grandma dies. You know?
It's the circle of life.
But you know who else dies? Fucking Republicans die. You know? And motherfuckers who make this planet horrible eventually fucking die.
Not now. Donald Trump is going to come back and be 3,000 years old.
Jesus fucking Christ.
He's funding this
like,
research. He's getting old now.
For real. Like, I love science. I think science is awesome, and I love the idea of paralyzed people being able to walk. I love the idea of people who get their arms fucking lopped off being able to regrow their fucking arms. But let people fucking die.
I think it's much better, like, with science, you know, rather than regrowing your own arm to get some super sweet robot arm.
That would be way better. It's also way more expensive.
It's got like a claw, like
yeah.
a rocket launcher on the shoulder, like the Revenant and Doom.
You could have a t-shirt gun on your hand.
Everyone wanted to clap and like, it's a fucking t-shirt. Everyone's so fucking excited over a t-shirt being launched.
You ever see Rock and Roll High School Forever? The villain is the principal. Her name is Dr. Vader, and she has a hook hand, but like she replaces it with things like a dildo and a whip, like all kinds of fucked up shit.
That's awesome.
But yeah, like fucking let people die for fuck's sake. Like eventually the Grim Reaper's just gonna like pop up somewhere and be like, "Fuck all you motherfuckers," and everyone's gonna die.
There will be no such thing as post-mortem at that point because everyone's still going to be alive.
Yeah,
there'll be no mortem to be post of.
I fucking hate that. Like, death sucks, but death is a fact of reality, and like, death is the passion that fucking drives people to do things. Like, as an artist, I'm motivated to make awesome shit. In part because I'm personally motivated to make awesome shit, but also in part because I know that I could get hit by a fucking bus, and all of these ideas that I had rattling around in my head will go to shit. They'll be nothing. Like, oblivion is the reason that people like do things.
Yeah.
And if you're gonna live forever and you've got forever to do whatever it is that you need to do,
idiocracy at that point.
Yeah, there's no reason to go and do things, and everyone turns into lazy fucks. Or the human brain isn't equipped to live forever and process information like that, so everyone's going to be gradually insane. So you're going to have this future generation being led by these rich, completely insane, undead liches.
You know what? We have a rating system. It's Zom-boners. It has to be Zom-boners. And in addition, with the fact that they're using stem cells for this, if I was fucking rich, you know what I'd use stem cells for? I'd just inject them like heroin. I would be shooting up stem cells all the time. I'd be all fucking jacked like Arnold Schwarzenegger.
You have a baby and you jam a syringe into the back of its head and you suck out the stem cells and you inject them directly into your dick.
You know what I think about? I think about like in Starship Troopers, the brain bug when it hits the guy's head with this tentacle thing. Sucks out all its brains, and he gets all. So I'll be doing that to babies. There'll be a line of babies.
That's going to be our
as my tentacles
mutation.
Sucks their brains out.
As we become so dependent on stem cells, those of us who are addicted to them develop stem cell suckers. Fuck, man, the future is fucked.
It's scared. It's scared.
I don't want to live on this planet anymore.
Well. Let's get into some real horror news.
Okay. Not just horrific news.
Zom-boners. Stem cell Zom-boners.
Alright, so New Line Cinema has purchased the rights to a horror film rooted in the mythology of the Wizard of Oz. Not a lot of details have been released on the film, except that it's not a horror remake, but a new story set in the Land of Oz. Like, there are two ways that this could go. Return to Oz, the sequel with Fairuza Balk when she was a little girl. That was a scary fucking movie. That was a horror movie set in Oz, and it was awesome. But is this going to be that, or is this going to be just another fucking like shitty Netflix Hansel and Gretel? You know,
Hansel and Gretel, witch hunters.
Yeah, cash grab rooted in a fairy tale. I'm curious to see where it goes. Right now, they've just purchased the script; it's not even being developed. But you know, Return to Oz doesn't get the credit it deserves for how fucking creepy
I've never seen
it
it.
is.
I've seen The Wizard of Oz because I was once a child.
Right.
I'm not a huge fan of it.
Dude, Return to Oz is... So, Dorothy's in a mental institution after the events of the first Wizard of Oz. Everyone's like, no, bitch, you crazy. You get locked away somewhere. And a new evil
queen... mech warrior Donald Trump breaks through the wall, injects her with stem cells.
from his dick. And Dorothy gets pulled back into Oz because some evil queen is taken over, and the evil queen doesn't feel her own emotions. She has to cut the heads off of other people and wear their heads to experience their emotions. It's a real fucked up movie.
That sounds actually pretty cool.
Yeah. So if this is a horror movie like that was a horror movie, then I am down with it. But if it's just like, you know, Tim Burton Wizard of Oz movies, fuck that. That's been done.
Rehashing old shit.
Yeah.
Well, it's been nearly 22 years since David Fincher brought us Seven.
Has it been that long?
And 10 years since Zodiac, which wasn't as good as Seven, but still,
not at all.
Look, you know, it's passable. Yeah. It's kind of like Summer of Sam, where it's just this dreary.
I hate Summer of Sam.
You hate it?
The only good thing about Summer of Sam was the talking dog.
Yeah.
I'm offended by Puerto Ricans playing Italians. Italian seed work.
To say it would be a welcome sight for him to return to the subgenre of horror and crime horror would be an understatement.
Yeah.
Those films are brilliant pieces of work, 7 more than Zodiac, and dare to venture into the darkest places humanity can offer. Netflix upcoming series Mindhunters doesn't see Fincher in the director's chair. It does see him act as executive producer on a show that sounds right up his alley. Based on Mark Alshaker and Johnny Douglas's book Mindhunter inside FBI's elite serial crime unit, it will focus on 2 FBI agents who are tasked with interviewing several killers so that they can solve ongoing cases.
Like profiler kind of stuff. That's
cool. Jonathan Groff will be playing Holden Ford, while Holt McCallany will be Bill Tench. Bill Tench, that's a strong name.
Yeah.
Both are members of the FBI's Behavioral Sciences Unit. Anna Torv and Cotter Smith also star. Mindhunters is also executively produced by Charlize Theron.
Oh.
She took our jobs!
She took our productions!
She took our production jobs! Josh Donen and Sion Chafin. It arrives on Netflix in October of this year. So,
well, you know, if David Fincher is in the production seat, there's no reason he couldn't occasionally get in the director's chair and direct an episode too.
You know, the thing about it too is that it's not going to be a pile of shit. You already know it.
Yeah.
I mean, even Zodiac wasn't great, but it wasn't a pile of shit.
Yeah.
At least well executed.
Yeah. It was just, I thought it was kind of boring.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't go where I wanted it to go.
Too.
Yeah.
Too long. It doesn't have enough action.
Yeah.
So.
And, you know, with a few exceptions, Netflix has been really, really solid with its releases.
Yeah.
And its show releases, even more so than its movies.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm going to watch it. That's as much as I can say for that.
Well, I got another piece of horror news is another Netflix original, and plus one of my movies that I'm going to review is also a Netflix original.
Okay.
So, kind of taking over the show here.
Wow, it's post Netflix, the post Netflix show.
Yeah, we got to change our name anyway. We're getting sued.
Yeah, we are. We received a cease and desist order from Mick Garris.
We were first, Garris.
So the full trailer for Alien Covenant has been released, and the internet is jizzing all over themselves for it. It looks like it has a good cast and an interesting setup, but god damn it, the CG xenomorph out in broad daylight looks fucking terrible.
Yeah, well,
did they not learn anything from Alien Resurrection and the abysmal AVP films?
I did see this trailer. This ties into one of my horror news segments because, yeah, we did see CG xenomorphs, which
out in broad daylight.
Out in broad daylight, but character actor Javier Botet broke the news on his Instagram that he's performing motion capture for the xenomorph in the upcoming Alien Covenant.
Huh.
While there's CGI in the trailer, I'm hoping that we get a lot of slimy puppet aliens like the original.
That's what we need.
Javier Botet doing the motions.
In the suits. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And the movie's got a good cast. It's got Danny McBride. It's got,
Yeah.
It's got the survivors of Prometheus.
Yeah.
And the little short film that they released as the sort of preliminary thing was good.
Yeah.
It's just like the sort of setup for the whole movie.
For sure.
Yeah.
I can't think of a better actor to perform the movements unless maybe Doug Jones is the Queen Alien.
Yeah.
But researching this got me thinking about for next week. This week we're going to do top 5 revenge movies. Next week we're going to do the Doug Jones Memorial top 5 character actors.
R.I.P. Dukes.
R.I.P. the Dukes. He's not even dead.
He's not dead.
We're doing the first ever memorial.
The R stands for rule.
Yeah.
Rule and power.
He's not even dead, but we're doing the Doug Jones Memorial top 5 character actors.
That's right. I'm down. New independent horror movie entitled... I just totally choked on my tongue. That's not the movie title. Entitled From a House on Willow Street has dropped a trailer on YouTube. The synopsis is that a perfect kidnapping goes gruesomely awry in this shock-a-minute supernatural wild ride. A band of desperate criminals abduct the daughter of an ultra-wealthy family for ransom. What the gang doesn't realize is that though they have the girl's body, her soul is already in possession of a demonic force that's about to turn the tables on them. Cue a cavalcade of carnage, all building up to a totally twisted, off-the-rails finale. The preview does betray some kind of crappy acting and stunting dialogue, but it has some fucking awesome-looking practical special effects, demonic transformations, and a shitload of gore. The poster art is also a throwback to the classic 1980s VHS box art, which gets it some points.
Yeah.
And there's like this bloated, like waterlogged demon corpse that's walking around with like all kinds of glass shards stuck in its eyes and face and blood everywhere. And it looks great.
You know what? I talked about this either last episode or the episode before. A couple episodes ago, I talked about this movie. And I have the same feelings as you. The only thing is, with like the Bornless ones,
Yeah.
if you cut Bornless ones into a decent trailer, we could be excited.
Yeah. We did.
It
We were. It happened.
It happened.
Yeah.
So that worries me.
Yeah.
But hopefully it's going to be good.
Yeah.
All right. Well, like I said, I got one more Netflix piece of news. Netflix previewed a trio of new worldwide projects, one being the German thriller Dark, which is described as a family drama with a supernatural twist.
Cool.
In the series, a missing child sets 4 families on a frantic hunt for answers. Their search for a culprit unearths a small town's sins and secrets.
Cool.
We're going to have to tough through subtitles, because it is a German.
I'm learning German, though.
Well, maybe you can
Yeah.
explain it to me. That we'll watch it without the subtitles, and you'll tell me what's happening.
Yeah. Or I'll just make shit up. It'll be like Mouth and Goonies.
That would be better. Dark looks to share the same qualities of Stranger Things, only it's deadpan serious.
Because it's German.
Here, children go missing in what appear to be supernatural occurrences. A brief voiceover at the end teases that it has something to do with time. It's dark, moody, some intense visuals. It's going to be good. From acclaimed Swiss director Baron Bo Adar and the producers of Oscar-winning
Sounds
The
like
Lives of Others.
It sounds like an orc.
Baron Bo Adar. He said that he has absolute creative freedom. He could cast whoever he wanted, actors who fit best for the role, and Netflix gave the budget and a couple of notes and just let him do whatever he wanted.
Nice.
It's arriving on Netflix in winter.
Cool.
Looking forward to it. That sounds pretty sweet.
Yeah.
So that's it for horror news, isn't it?
Yeah.
So we're going to be back with the good movie and the bad movie.
The great movie and the shit movie for me.
For you? Yeah. Actually, I've had a good problem to have.
Yeah.
We have to review a good movie and a bad movie. And on prior episodes, I have said, you know what? Maybe we should change this segment because there's a lot of shit out there.
Yeah.
There's not that many good movies. I had the unique problem of watching 5 good movies until I found a bad movie.
It's because you pawned off all your bad movies on me.
I know, yeah. Oh, what should I watch? Hey, watch this. Guinea pig. Test this out for me. Let me know if it's good before I waste my time. Yeah. So we'll be back with the good movie and the bad movie. And then we're going to get into our top 5 revenge movies after this.
Hi, thanks for listening to the Postmortem Podcast. If you want to support us, go to our website at www.postmortemshow.com and click the Amazon link.
By clicking on the Amazon banner, Amazon will give a small percentage of the purchase price of your item back to the Postmortem Podcast at no additional cost to you. That's right. It doesn't cost you any money. We get money. You want us to keep doing this? You want more Doug Jones talk? You want more dick and fart talk? I don't care. We're going to do it.
Fund our filthy, filthy habits.
Yes, and they are many and they are vast.
And most of them aren't legal.
Yes. Click the banner. Just do it.
Come on, don't be a dick. Give us money.
It's time for the good movie. And the bad movie.
And you said you have a terrible movie and a great movie.
Yeah.
Well, I have a not so bad movie and a pretty fucking awesome movie.
Cool.
So I guess I'll start us out because you have the shit and the shine, as we like to say.
The shit in the shinola.
So I'll start off with my bad movie, which is not so bad, but it's just the worst movie I saw out of the 6 that I saw.
Okay.
Trying to prep, so. It's a 2016 horror comedy written and directed by Anna Biller, starring Samantha Robinson. It's called The Love Witch. Have you heard of this?
No.
Elaine, a beautiful young witch, is determined to find a man to love her. In her gothic Victorian apartment, she makes spells and potions. Then she picks up men and seduces them. However, her spells work too well, and she ends up with a string of hapless victims. When she finally meets the man of her dreams, her desperation to be loved will drive her to the brink of insanity and murder. With a visual style that pays tribute to Technicolor thrillers of the 1970s, The Love Witch explores female fantasy and the repercussions of pathological narcissism.
Okay.
So, from the opening sequence and credits, this is filmed like it was 60s or 70s, complete with the costuming and the credits and the way the shots are framed. It's also shot on Technicolor film, really giving it the look and atmosphere of Suspiria.
That's cool.
It's really, really bright, vibrant colors with that kind of like dreamlike,
right?
You know, that super, super colory dreamlike,
where the colors are bright and the shadows are deep.
Yeah, and then even the brights are so bright that they're almost glowing.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I really liked it. The score is awesome and sets the mood. The witch Elaine is smoking hot 70s style with long black hair, pale skin, and bright blue eyeshadow and giant eyelashes.
Think she's got a huge bush?
Well, you see her bush. So
oh, okay.
I'll let you determine that. I don't think it's so huge, but it's not just her physical features, but it's the way she carries herself. That's an issue. There's no way she would need spells to make men want her. Okay. She's fucking hot. Like she's very sexy, you know. So for being described as a horror comedy, there isn't much horror or much comedy. But that really isn't too much of a problem. It's not like most of the 70s movies in that not much happens. Mm-hmm. But it's still a lot better than most of the modern shit we're getting.
Is it more like a supernatural rom-com?
No, not at all. Huh. No, it's more like, you know, you watch these old... You know, like Beyond the Darkness, how that was?
Yeah.
Like, that's better than this movie by far.
Okay.
But it's like that to where it's like nothing is really happening and shit happens and it's like the plot is very strange and,
right.
You know, it's not super horror or super comedy on this.
And it doesn't sound like it's very tightened up. Like it just kind of does its thing.
It is. This is a visual style movie, much like the Neon Demon.
Okay.
To where like it's very stylized,
right.
but there's not a lot of substance with the plot and stuff like that. So, it does get a little heavy-handed with the artsy psychedelic stuff at times. You know, like super 70s psychedelic images as people are tripping out, that kind of shit. Like. What's that movie about the weed that, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, like Reefer Madness?
Reefer Madness, like that. It's almost like that at times. But
like where the images are blurring over each other and stuff?
Yeah, that kind of thing. Like, oh, this person must be fucked up on drugs. We're going to do a bunch of shit, you know?
Right. Like Invocation of My Demon Brother.
Yes. Yes. So... kind of goes to the territory and a tribute to an old school sexploitation movie like this, because this is sexploitation. It's got a bunch of sex, bunch of nudity, that kind of stuff. Points. Clocking in at 2 hours, I think it would have benefited from a 20 or 30 minute chop down. The concept was cool, but it got old about an hour in when I realized there was an hour left to go and started to mentally check out. So, IMDb gives it a 6.4, pretty strong for a movie of this genre.
Yeah,
I'll probably round it down though for me at a 6.0. So, not a terrible movie. I mean, if you're into like old school exploitation movies and stuff, and you want to see something that's new, you've seen all that shit, and you want to check it out, then give it a try. You might like it more than me, but to me, not a lot happening. All style, no substance. So, gotcha. Love Witch 6.0, Zom-boners. Not zombie boners, Zom-boners.
Yeah, they're zombies in and of themselves.
You know what a Zom-boner's best friend is?
A Zamboni?
No, a Zombeaver. Get it? Get it? I got jokes.
Zom-boners on Zambonis, looking for Zombeavers.
All right, you give us your bad movie of the week.
Get that sound effect ready.
I am more than ready.
This is a 2015 Swedish rape revenge movie, going with our theme of revenge films.
Yes.
Directed by Sonny Laguna and Tommy Wiklund. It's called We Are Monsters. The synopsis is Emma is kidnapped and imprisoned by a trio of psychopaths. That's the whole synopsis on IMDb. Shows how much thought was actually put into this piece of shit.
It's really that bad, huh?
Yeah. The full synopsis should be Emma, a young oil executive, quote-unquote, from Australia, goes to Sweden to broker a deal. After signing the paperwork, she's captured by a psycho and his two assistants who attempt to torture her until she likes him. Eventually, Emma breaks free and takes revenge. How many Swedes does it take to direct a shitty, rapey gore flick? 2. The answer is 2.
Because it had 2 directors?
Yeah. Ultimately, this movie was just a Swedish version of I Spit on Your Grave with more rape and victim torture and less revenge. Nothing original here. They hinted at ideas beyond that, but never went anywhere with them. There was an implication.
Was it brutal though, like with the rape and stuff?
No, it was just like him honor pumping away. Like it was just like there was like more than one rape scene, which is like
you think about like movies like Irreversible.
Yeah,
that like you can make rape a plot device to where like
where it's powerful.
And it gives you we're not advocates of rape by any means, but in movies it does have a place to make a certain feeling, to make you feel bad for the sympathetic character, to want you to see the revenge, much like our movies we're going to talk about later. But if you don't get it, if you don't care that someone's being raped, it doesn't need to be in a movie.
It's hard to do right, and I would say probably 95% of the time, maybe even more, it's just fucking ham-handed, and it's a sign of shitty writing. In this movie, it was, and the worst part is like it was. They did it more than once, and you still don't care about the person being raped because like it's just so like fuck. Why am I watching this? There was some implication that the lead psycho, who was basically a knockoff Peter Stormare, was a family man living a double life, but it never went anywhere. The whole oil executive thing went nowhere. They talked about her company being protested for ruining the environment at the beginning, but didn't do anything with it. Like, I don't know if they were trying to imply that she was a bad person and deserve what was happening to her, but in the end, it was just that hand-handed, rapey fucking nonsense that I was talking about.
Yeah.
All the characters were stereotypes of the genre. There was the blank slate it girl, the raging psycho, the bumbling assistant psycho, the tough chick who's probably a lesbian. There was nothing to them beyond that. Their roles were all played with the subtlety of a brick to the face. The dialogue was horrible. It was in English, and it was clearly not anyone's first language. So the shit people said ranged from poorly phrased to straight up stupid, and the Swedish accents made it hard to take anyone seriously. Especially the Swede trying to have an Australian accent.
You know what? That would probably make me like it more if it was a horror comedy, but being the fact that it's played for not played for laughs,
not at all.
Serious, you know? That would make it fucking hard to watch.
Like,
you know?
he's like, you fucking bitch, I'm going to rape every bitch in the fucking world. Like, it was fucking bad. Like, it was like people had seen, you know, I Spit on Your Grave, or any of the movies probably that we're going to be talking about, you know, on our list, and just, like, took snippets of dialogue from them, but, like, you know, I am fucking you now, ferdy.
It's like Beer Fest.
Yeah.
It's a Beer Fest, I Spit on Your Grave, Monster Mash.
Yeah, with the Swedish Chef. Except a rape revenge movie with a Swedish Chef would be great.
Yeah, it probably would.
Muppet Fucker, a revenge story.
The Swedish Chef gets raped.
By Porky Pig. The direction was terrible. The camera work was shaky. The color was washed out. They were trying to go for grit, but it just looked bad. And some of the action sequences were so shaky that it made me seasick. It may as well have been found footage. The special effects were practical, obviously cheap. There was some mid-range gore in the last 15 minutes or so, but it was a fucking chore to get there. The money shot of the movie involves a hammer and a penis. And I'll take shitty practical effects over bad CG any day of the week, but the payoff in this movie is not worth the wait. This is one of those, if you've seen one, you've seen them all, rape, torture, revenge movies. It made no real contributions to the genre. It was tedious. It focused way too much on the rape in what meager story there was. And I get that they were trying to tell a whole, you must become a monster to slay a monster story, but other movies have done that much better. This one failed bad. I'm giving it 1 out of 10.
1 out of 10?
Zom-boners.
That's fucking horrible.
Yeah.
1 out of 10?
Yeah.
That might be the worst rating we've ever had on the show.
This year, at least, yeah. That's the sound it makes when a failed Zom-boner gets shat out of someone's ass.
Pretty much, yeah. Rape, revenge, Zom-boner shit. Alright, my good movie this week is something that I was looking forward to. I've reported on it in the horror news in the past, but 2017, Netflix original, extremely dark and violent comedy is how I would say it. I don't really know how... This movie is a genre transcender.
Really?
Yes. Extremely dark and violent comedy, maybe that's what I'd say, but you describe it yourself, but all of our audience will like this movie. Even though it's not necessarily 100% horror.
Okay.
Written and directed by Macon Blair, starring Melanie Linsky and Elijah Wood. I don't feel at home in this world anymore.
Really? It was good?
It was fucking awesome.
Awesome.
When a depressed woman is burglarized, she finds a new sense of purpose by tracking down the thieves alongside her obnoxious neighbor. But they soon find themselves dangerously out of their depth against a pack of degenerate criminals. So, I did not know what to expect out of this fucker. I read about it, I reported on it, but I did not expect this, and I was pleasantly surprised.
You know, Elijah Wood does some good shit.
This is his best role.
Nice.
He's got a lot of that character that he had Kevin in Sin City. He's got a lot about those like dead eyes and shit like that. He's got that going for him.
Yeah.
You can never tell this fucker was a hobbit.
Yeah. You know, I think he did The Hobbit and he made his money and now he's just doing all these fucking weird ass independent projects or like popping up in weird horrific roles.
Yeah.
Like the remake of Maniac that he did. Where it was
pretty good.
I had to watch it in settings because like I felt like it was too much like I was in the killer's head.
Like you're rooting for him?
Yeah.
So Ruth goes through a day where she sees the worst in humanity. People cutting her off in traffic with their car, dropping shit in the store, not picking it up, checking out with 30 items in the 15 or less lane, a dude at the bar spoiling the end of the book she's reading, neighbor's dog shitting on the lawn. Any of these people deserve to be punched in the face. All of this culminates with her getting home, realizing that her house has been ransacked and burglarized. That's a bad day.
That's a shitty day, yeah.
She soon realizes, fuck it. I'm going to say what I think. I'm going to tell these people to fuck off. When the cops won't help her, she decides to play amateur detective, take footprints from the backyard, interview neighbors about what they've seen. When she asks a bench-pressing Elijah Wood, he flips out and screams and nunchucks a log. He says, we're going to get them. Eventually, they find her stolen with her computer app, like track down my iPhone, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
They find her stolen laptop. And the cops say that they can't help her because they need a search warrant. So she decides to go herself. But she's scared to go alone. Since no one else will help her, she enlists her crazy hobbit neighbor.
Does he have hairy feet?
No. But he busts through the door with fireworks, throws ninja stars, and he has a fucking mace. Not a can of mace, but a fucking flail, you know, like a fucking mace.
Nice.
Like some kind of samurai. But the trail doesn't end there. Only the laptop is recovered, and they have to find out where the person bought it from. This leads them to a group of criminals and a rich family, and nothing goes as planned, and they get a lot more than they bargained for. This movie is a dark comedy with a good sense of humor, but towards the end, it gets so violent and gory, so much better than I expected.
Nice.
Macon Blair really succeeded in combining comedy with the sudden and real violence of his longtime friend and co-worker, Jeremy Saulnier. So Blue Ruin, Murder Party, and Green Room, Macon Blair has been in all three of those movies as an actor and helped produce with Jeremy Saulnier, who's the director of all those movies. Now this is his first movie he's ever made.
Who was she in Green Room?
No, it's a guy.
Oh.
Macon Blair. Yeah, he was the fat kind of Nazi that was in the backstage.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
And
the one they fuck up.
Yeah. And he is fucking awesome. It's his directorial debut. He fucking nailed it out of the park. In addition to the two leads, there are other outstanding performances by Christine Woods as Meredith and Gary Anthony Williams as the detective. This detective won't help her and stuff like that, and he's just talking shit, so mean to her and stuff like that, and he's looking at her, he's all mad, and he starts bawling. He's like, he's all mean to her the whole time. And he looks at her and he's fucking mad, and then he starts bawling his eyes out. He's like, my wife is divorcing me. Like it kind of humanizes his character, even though he's kind of a dick.
Nice.
Like he has a breaking point. You know, he never really does anything. You don't see much of him in this movie, but they didn't have to throw that in there. He could have just been this dick ass detective,
right?
But just that thing and her like handing him a tissue. Linsky really is the standout as Ruth, and very relatable and likable. IMDb gives it a 7.2. I would push it even up to 8.8.
Wow.
Zom-boners. 8.8. Zom-boners.
I just love to give that one a look.
You do. It's on Netflix.
Yeah.
Anyone can watch this right now. You can log on to Netflix. You have Netflix. If you're listening to a movie podcast.
Yeah. You don't have Netflix.
You probably have Netflix.
Yeah. So, my 2017 was also one that came out to a lot of hype that we talked about on the show. And, could have very much let us down, and it did not. 2017 psychological horror, directed by Jordan Peele, Get Out.
Was that good?
I went and saw it. It was fucking excellent.
You know what? I've heard mixed reviews.
Really?
You know, my friend Jason, that we did have in the haunted houses, he said he hated it.
Really?
And I've heard a couple of people say they hated it, but most people say it's great.
Huh.
And critics are giving it, it's like 96% on
99% on Rotten Tomatoes when I checked earlier today.
Yeah.
Yeah. Synopsis is that a black man visits his white girlfriend's parents' estate to find out that not everything is as racially progressive as it seems. The story was really original. It started out feeling like a race-focused retelling of the Stepford Wives, but then takes a hard turn in the final act. I wouldn't call it a twist, because the movie never tries to fool you. It just makes you ask more and more questions as it goes along, and then at the end it defies your expectations in a way that makes it more than a movie about overt racism and actually like about objectification of race. It's really smart writing. It has some really funny moments. Wouldn't classify it as a horror comedy, even though there were some genuinely funny parts. But where Peele's comic sensibilities really shine is when he uses them to create tense and uncomfortable moments.
You know what he said about this? Going in to make this movie, I read this interview. I haven't seen it yet like you, but I read an interview with him where he said that, like, you know, there's the stereotype of the black person yelling out the movie screen. Like, go do this, blah, blah, blah. He made his black person do what the black people would want him to do. To be like a hero.
Yeah.
Instead of being like, you know, like
a dumbass.
Like Scream 2 is the stereotype, right? You have Jada Pinkett yelling at the screen, do this, do that, blah, blah, blah. Everyone's like, shut the fuck up. And even in Scary Movie, they kind of give her the rib on it, you know, where they stab her, the audience stabs her instead, you know, with the parody character and stuff like that. But because it's taking that and making it what they wanted to do.
Yeah. Well, what it does, it subverts a lot. Like, you know, every horror trope about black people, it kind of inverts.
Yeah. He's not the first dead in the movie.
Right. The characters, the acting, it was all excellent across the board. Every character had subtle nuances that made them more than stereotypes. The sympathetic characters were easy to like. The creepy characters were creepy as fuck. And there are some two-faced characters that made you feel like legitimately betrayed when they finally like reveal what they're doing.
Yeah.
And the range of emotions on the quote-unquote brainwashed characters' faces when their conditioning starts to crack was really, really amazing. Like, just watching someone go through, like, 6 or 7 different emotions in 3 or 4 seconds with just their facial expressions.
Yeah, and with the freezing, the trailer kind of shows this, so it's not a spoiler. I haven't even seen the movie yet, but, like, the girl talking to him, and you see she's crying and she's terrified. Yeah. She's acting like nothing happened.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. And, you know, it's obvious that there's an element of hypnosis in the credits, but there's more than that happens afterwards, and that's, I'm not going to spoil it, but that's where it gets really fucking interesting. I thought the direction on it was slick and flawless. Peele knows how to create a tense mood, when to bear down with it, and when to lighten up. I attribute that, again, to his understanding of comedy translating over into horror. And the movie moves along at a really good click. It comes in at 102 minutes, but feels way shorter than that. Every scene was shot with a basic economy of concepts. No time was wasted on anything that wasn't necessary. It was never confusing for the sake of confusion. Like, timing and pace can make or break a movie, and it fucking made it this time. The music was also awesome. There was this running theme of that old Run Rabbit Run blues song mixed with African folk music that set the mood, and the music was mixed in surround sound, which lent to an effect of something is happening below the surface feeling and sort of helped build jump scares. Cool. Where, like, there would be a rising sound in the music behind you, so you'd know something was happening, and then the jump scare would happen from the opposite side.
Yeah.
To kind of lull you in. The special effects were excellent. Most of the effects used during the hypnosis scenes were a blend of practical camera tricks and digital blending, but it was all seamless. There was nothing overt. They didn't try to create any stupid-looking characters, just some cool, subtle transition effects. And there wasn't a lot of violence until the final act, but it was all quick and brutal, and the gore was all practical and very realistic. My conclusion, it's an excellent piece of modern filmmaking across the board. Definitely the best horror movie I've seen this year. Maybe the best movie I've seen this year, period. And I'm giving it 10 out of 10 Zom-boners.
10 out of 10?
Straight up.
Fuck, I got to see it. Ten out of 10.
Yep, it was that good.
Wow. Yeah, I got to see it. I was gonna wait until it comes out on DVD, but I might have to rush my ass to the theaters to see some Get Out.
I didn't think I was going to have time to see it in the theater because I've been so busy, but like my schedule got fucked around and I had to cancel some things, and all of a sudden some time opened up. I'm like, all right, I'm going to go do this now. Because if I don't do it now, I'm not going to be able to do it.
Yeah, it's going to be gone, so maybe I'll see it at the $5 budget movie in 2 months. Yeah, no, I do want to check it out, though, and I was really looking forward to this because, as we said before, direction and writing in horror movies has been really down, you know. But someone like Jordan Peele, who is creative and funny, to bring that to a serious horror, you know, just the same as the Danny McBride thing. We said he's going to do Halloween, and we're looking forward to it. That kind of thing, you know, when you have creativity, that means so much more to me than $1 million budget.
Oh yeah, for sure.
You know, making it creative.
Yeah, this movie probably, I don't know what the budget on it was, but it probably wasn't huge. It didn't need to be. Because it was driven by story, it was driven by good direction, and it was driven by a really fucking solid cast.
And good acting, huh?
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, Get Out. Check it out. Get to theaters before Get Out is gone.
Before it gets out.
But we're going to come back with our top 5 revenge movies.
That's right. Not all rape revenge.
Not all rape revenge. There's no rape in 1, 2, 3. 3 of mine don't have rape.
Mine either.
Yeah.
Actually, one of mine has rape, but it doesn't have anything to do with the revenge. It's demon. It's demon rape. That's what demons do. They don't count.
All right, we'll be back with our top 5 revenge movies after this.
Available now at gravecommand.bandcamp.com. The debut album of Grave Command.
Yeah, what happens when you get deep, crust, grindcore, and combine it with Motorhead?
It gets brutal as fuck.
That's when you get Grave Command. We are not fucking around, ladies and gentlemen. It is my band, Grave Command. It's our first CD. It is available now. Soon it will be coming out on vinyl record, CD, and even cassette. And 8-track.
Anything like Hall & Oates.
It doesn't sound like Hall & Oates, and we're going to have 8 tracks, cassettes, CDs, vinyl records.
Yeah.
Any format.
Hand crank phonographs.
Laser discs.
You're gonna etch it into a cave wall
Those
and have
little-
someone play it on a pan flute.
Those little wax tubes.
Yeah.
You know, Thomas Edison first recordings?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna go that far to get this fucker out there. But if you guys like punk rock,
We're gonna
if
have
you
a
like
blind
fucking-
homeless man fart it into a can and then mail it to someone.
That's exactly what the recording is, though.
Oh, okay, cool.
But if you guys like punk rock, check it out. Grave Command. We're on Facebook, and you can get some free preview tracks at gravecommand.bandcamp.com.
And we're back!
With the top 5 revenge movies.
Revenge.
We will have our revenge, McGarris. We're coming for you. Hulk Hogan, we're coming for you.
Ninja.
I won't say the last one, but McGarris, we're coming for you. With our revenge movies. Pretty fun list. I don't have as many honorable mentions as I usually do, but enough.
Yeah,
You want to start us off?
sure. I'm starting with a pretty obvious one, but that's why it's my number 5 because it's obvious, but it needed to be on my list because it was formative for me, and that's The Crow.
Yeah.
The Crow is a supernatural revenge film. Man back from the dead using immortality and martial arts to get revenge for the murder of him and his wife on the night before Halloween.
It holds up. It still holds up.
Yeah, it's still a great fucking movie with no good sequels.
Yeah.
And a terrible TV show to boot.
What about the Furlong?
Oh, God.
His acting was so bad that they didn't use his measurement. The name, a furlong is a measurement.
Yeah.
That's been banned.
Right. It's been banned all through Hollywood. But the first one is a great movie, great action sequences, great story, questionable special effects. But it was 1990s, you know.
Yeah.
And it's
Special effects are good enough.
Yeah.
They are good enough.
And it's one of the most quintessentially 90s movies ever.
Yeah, it is. It is, and it definitely holds a special place in your heart.
Yeah.
And I'm sure a lot of the listeners as well.
Yeah, and great soundtrack. great film score, one of the best.
Yeah, and like we said, not necessarily a horror movie per se, more of a revenge movie, but
supernatural.
Revenge
dark.
transcends. Yeah, it's like exploitation as well. So.
And it really sort of brought goth to the fucking front and center of the 90s. Yeah.
The imagery on it. Yeah. So, my number 5 is a tie between a movie we all know and love. They call her One Eye, aka Thriller, a cruel picture. Yeah. You know that movie, right?
Yeah.
With the real sex scenes and her eye patch, everything like that. They took a lot of the imagery from that movie for Kill Bill.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So he definitely borrowed from that. But a movie a lot of people haven't seen is called The Seasoning House. Have you seen it?
I've heard of it, but I've
It's
never
on
seen
Netflix.
it.
It's a really, really brutal revenge, rape, horror movie. Just like They Call Her One Eye, you know, they have he had the drugs. It's like whoring her out, but keeping her like on drugs.
Yeah.
They do that same concept with The Seasoning House, where it's like the drugs keep them wanting to stay, but the violence in The Seasoning House is on another level from They Call Her One Eye.
Really?
Yeah. It's very swift and brutal. It's very realistic. It's kind of similar to like a Green Room kind of violence, you know?
Nice.
But yeah.
I've seen that pop up in my Netflix feed a few times. I should check it out.
I'm sure a lot of our listeners have seen They Call Her One Eye, a.k.a. Thriller, a cruel picture.
Yeah, it's a classic.
If you haven't seen it, check it out. It still holds up.
It's better than Kill Bill, I think.
I think it's a lot better than Kill Bill. So is The Seasoning House. So if you haven't seen The Seasoning House, check that fucker out. Streaming now on Netflix.
My number 4 is a revenge film, but not in the classic sense. Drag Me to Hell.
Yeah, that is a revenge film.
It's depicting the victims of the revenge as opposed to the Avenger.
Yeah.
The
Avenger is the bad one.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think she was on my elderly characters.
Yeah. Dripping snot and putting buttons
with
down
her
people's
fucking
throat.
with her fucking teeth and stuff.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Disgusting. Sylvia Ganache, you are disgusting.
Yeah, and it's one of it kind of gets lost in the shuffle with Sam Raimi's movies.
Yeah,
and we've talked about it here before. I mean, obviously our second episode
Spider
of the Talking
Fuck.
Goats, but
yeah,
it's a revenge movie from the perspective of the people being revenged against.
Yeah, and she did kind of earn it.
Yeah,
she kind of earned it, the revenge. I mean, maybe
she was doing her job.
Yeah, maybe not as much as it should have been, but
it should have been the bank manager.
It's not like she raped someone and beat them and killed their family and stuff. It's not that extreme. But
she just got her kicked out of her house.
Yeah. You shamed me. You shamed me. You have shamed me. You know what? Interestingly enough, she was actually Paquita in Dead Alive. She just time
was not good.
Time was not kind to her. You know. You've shamed me, Lionel. Yeah, number 4. My number 4 is Death Sentence with Kevin Bacon. Have you seen that movie?
I've not.
Dude, you gotta see Death Sentence. Yeah. What are you waiting for?
I've never even heard of it.
It's a revenge movie with Kevin Bacon to where his son is killed in a convenience store robbery. He goes for revenge. When he goes for revenge, the people he goes for revenge against go for revenge from that on him.
Wow.
Then he goes for revenge, and then they go for... It's like a topsy-turvy back-and-forth revenge movie.
It's like revenge ping-pong.
It is, yeah. And it's fucking awesome.
Wow.
And it's super gory. It's really brutal. It's not necessarily horror. It's like a modern-day exploitation movie.
When was it made?
Like 2005 or something like that?
I've never even heard of it.
Yeah, check it out. Death Sentence. You really got to see it.
With the bakes.
Yes, with the bakes.
Huh.
Bakey Bakerson.
Bakey McBakes. Bakey McBakefield.
Yes. Friday the 13th.
Yeah.
He's a horror veteran.
He is, straight up.
Yeah.
He was in Footloose.
He was in Footloose.
Tremors.
He was in Wild Things. He was in Tremors. He was in, what's that other movie I like that he's in?
Kenny Loggins wrote a
in
fucking
Flatliners,
song
right?
about it. Yeah, he was.
He was in Flatliners. God damn it, why can't I remember the movie that he's in? Give me a second.
Stir of Echoes.
Stir of Echoes.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it is.
Yeah. And
why didn't you let me remember it myself?
Because I would be here all night.
You don't want to steal my thunder, Dom. I don't got that many intelligent things to say.
Number 3?
Yeah, number 3.
My number 3 is one we mentioned earlier in the show and have talked about many times before, but Irreversible.
Irreversible. Awesome. One of
Great
my
revenge
honorable
movie
mentions.
that you don't even really know it's a revenge movie until about
'Cause it's
three-quarters of the way
backwards.
through. Yeah. Very, very interestingly made. Very fucking brutal.
Yeah. I like how the credits start at the beginning of
Yeah.
the movie and go backwards.
Yeah, the whole movie is
Irreversible
done
is a
backwards.
weird movie. And the thing is, some of the film stock is pretty shitty in that movie. Like, there's no, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But Gaspar Noé is fucking awesome.
Yeah. He motherfucker knows what he's doing, knows
Yeah.
how to tell a story, knows how
The
to tell
fire
a story
extinguisher.
backwards.
The fire extinguisher.
Yeah.
Yeah, say more.
Yeah. Super realistic face beating with a fire extinguisher, super brutal rape scene. You know, I'm all about seeing Monica Bellucci naked,
Yeah.
but I felt bad for her in that scene.
Yeah.
That was not one that I could slow down and spank it to.
At least you could just spit on it first. I mean, be a gentleman.
Asshole. Literally.
My number 3, we've also mentioned on the show. I Spit on Your Grave.
Yeah.
It's right out there in the obvious.
That's
It's
the
super obvious. but
Quintessential rape revenge movie.
It is. And it really holds up still. And you know what? The reason I put it on is because I'm a big fan of the fucking remake.
Yeah, it's good.
We don't do a lot of remakes.
Yeah.
And the 2 sequels to the remake as well.
Never saw either of those. But
You gotta see them. It's
yeah,
still good.
I know the original remake, or the first remake of the original was good.
Number 3 has the bisection of a penis.
Nice.
Like, it's super brutal. So is number 2. But the first remake is like... the original, of course, is my favorite just because it started the whole fucking genre. It didn't start
Last
it,
House
but
on the Left come out before I Spit on Your Grave?
they're around the
They were
same.
like neck and neck.
Yeah, neck and neck. But I Spit on Your Grave, though.
It's a superior movie to Last House on the Left.
It is, and the fucking remake holds up. Seriously.
Nice.
There's not a lot of remakes that I will push to the moon, and
Yeah.
I think I Spit on Your Grave remake could rival the original.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, it's definitely up there
And the
with
sequels,
like the
too.
Evil Dead remake.
Yeah, and the sequels of the remake are also great, so you should check those out.
Cool.
Yeah.
I'll
After
have
you see Death
have a
Sentence.
viewing party.
You got to see Bakey Bakerson in Death Sentence. That's what the poster says.
Bakey Baker.
Just him with his pig
Death Sentence.
his pig snub nose. He's like, he plays a dad. He always plays a dad.
He does, or a guy who dances. One of the two. So my number 2. Speaking of guys who dance, my number 2
I don't know why that's so funny to me, but it is.
it is not a good movie. I'm not going to recommend this movie because it's actually a good movie, but it's not a bad movie either. It's one of those, this is a fucking movie kind of movies. And, you know, we like to talk about extreme cinema. And this is one of the early incarnations of Japanese extreme cinema. Little film series called Rape Man.
Rape Man.
Rape Man.
Never heard of this.
Yeah, Steve Albini actually made a band named Rape Man, named after this movie. So Rape Man is a high school teacher by day, and
He's a superhero by night?
not a superhero.
He rapes supervillains?
Sort of a revenge hitman who people contract him to go and rape people that they want to get revenge against, like cheating spouses or people who owe them money, like men and women. And he wears a leather mask shaped like a dickhead and no pants. And he shows up at these people's houses and rapes them. And there's like scenes where the person seems to like the rape, so he starts using all of these weird, almost cartoonish martial arts rape techniques. Where he spins around like a propeller while he's fucking them and things like that.
I wish that we would have talked about this at the beginning. That would be our rating system of this episode.
Martial arts rape techniques.
6 out of 10 martial arts rape techniques.
Yeah, and he starts out the movie, you know, because it was his father's legacy. His father was a brilliant surgeon who was no longer able to become able to do surgery for some reason, and so he started the Rape Man Detective Agency. And he started the
Rape. That's what the card says.
Yeah.
Rape Man Detective Agency.
and he's like proud to be part of his family's legacy. But then something happens, and he starts to question whether he should be out wearing a penis mask and no pants, fulfilling rape contracts.
Rape contract.
It is not a good movie by any stretch of the imagination, but it is a fucking insane movie.
It deserves to be mentioned on this
Yeah,
here show.
yeah.
It sounds just fucking batshit enough to...
It's something that needs to take up space in our listeners' brains.
It does. Rape Man.
Only in Japan. Maybe Germany.
All right, number 2. My number 2 goes without saying. one of the best revenge movies of all time. Old Boy.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Old Boy is fucking amazing.
Yeah.
Even the remake is still good too.
I didn't see it because I love the original so much.
I love the original so much too, and I thought I was gonna hate it, and it was almost going into it that Martyrs remake mindset.
Yeah.
But it actually was all right because it had some decent actors.
Nice.
You know, it's got the dude from No Country for Old Men. What's his name?
Javier Bardem?
No, the main guy. Llewellyn. His dad is an actor too.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Anyways, it's not important.
Yeah.
But the remake is good, but the original
Fucked up movie that punches you right in the guts.
Yeah. Was it 20 or 30 years he's locked in a room
Yeah.
where he's fed the same fucking dumplings every day?
Yeah.
Sees pictures of a girl. He doesn't know why. He falls in love.
And then he eats an octopus alive.
And then Hank Skinny comes and cuts him off and puts it on his head.
Yeah. That director, I don't remember the guy's name, who did that movie, did a whole series of revenge films.
Yeah, it's like Lady Revenge.
Yeah, and they were all good.
Is it Takashi Mike?
No, he's a
Michael
Korean director.
Oh, okay.
Takashi Miike's done a lot of really, really good revenge films too. I'm going to talk
Yeah.
about a couple of them.
Yeah.
This was a Korean, I believe, a Korean series. And,
Yeah, Old Boy's
great movie.
fucking awesome.
Yeah, Old Boy is the best.
If you haven't
of the
seen
series.
Old Boy, it's the original and the remake, I believe, are both streaming on Netflix.
Oh, cool.
So watch the original, then watch the remake, and then report back to us. Send us an email at postmortemshow@gmail.com.
Cool. As a matter of fact, my number one movie is a Takashi Miike movie.
All right.
It's my favorite Takashi Miike movie, e0.
You've talked about it multiple times on this here show.
The samurai, and it's not just a revenge movie about him getting revenge on the person who wronged him. It goes to the next level. He's getting revenge on the fucking gods. He kills the people who wrong him, doesn't stop there, butchers his way through the entire afterlife until he gets to the gods themselves and says, "You motherfuckers need to die." And then I will not spoil what happens from that point forward. But it's sort of a reflection on how revenge can possess someone because he's turning into a demon throughout the entirety of the movie.
Yeah, he gets more demonic. Yeah.
Brilliant fucking movie. Very, very long movie. It's over 2 hours long, but it's just brutal violence and great acting and a narrator who's like the Japanese Tom Waits. Across the board, it's a fantastic movie. I'd say it's a 10.
Awesome. Yeah. e0. I-Z-O?
i0.
Yeah. Check that fucker out. My number one is a movie that's never been mentioned on this show before.
Wow.
It's a 1989 film. Kurt and Eric Sloan are kickboxing brothers. Eric is currently the world champion in the United States, with Kurt serving as his cornerman. After a successful title defense, Eric is enticed by the media to compete in Thailand, where kickboxing was invented to further prove his legacy. Eric and Kurt travel to Bangkok, where they are matched against Tong Po, Thailand's undefeated top fighter.
Oh, fuck.
Eric is supremely confident, but Kurt has some apprehension about the upcoming fight, particularly after witnessing Tong Po kicking a concrete pillar in preparation for the fight. When his brother is paralyzed by Tong Po,
Yeah, he gets fucked up.
he vows revenge in Kickboxer. The greatest revenge movie of all time.
We weren't sticking to just horror movies for
You
this one.
paralyzed my brother. It's violent.
Oh, it's violent
The first
as
ever
fuck.
Taipei. I've been in several Taipei death matches as a professional wrestler.
It's violent as fuck.
So this is the debut, and actually this gave Axel and Ian Rodden the idea to do an actual death match with this from this movie.
Yep.
Where they take the super glue, they rotate their hands in the broken glass and punch each other with broken glass.
Yep.
I've done it like 4 times now, and it's fucking horrible.
Yeah.
But we got the inspiration from this movie.
And it created a whole subgenre of death matches.
And the Bad Breed, Ian and Axel Ron, they brought this shit to America. They brought this shit to real death matches based on this fucking movie. And Tong Po is a great bad guy.
Oh, fantastic.
Everyone
bad
in
guy.
this movie is great because it is like professional wrestling in the fact that all the people he faces, they have their own little characters.
Yeah, they've all got gimmicks.
There's a guy that acts like a monkey.
Yeah.
You know, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's the drunken style guy.
Yeah.
Tong Po and his massive pectorals and crazy eyes.
Have you seen the video where they're Tong Po's playing drums?
Yeah.
So great. It just alternates between the two shots of them with like grindcore in the background.
Van Damme showing off his intense neck muscles.
I haven't even said Jean-Claude Van Damme is the lead actor of this movie.
Is that the one that it was the first one to really show off his ability to do the splits, or was that Bloodsport?
It's one or the other.
Yeah,
Bloodsport is also very good, but
not a revenge
Kickboxer
movie
is
as
the
much.
best.
Yeah.
Kickboxer is the best martial arts themed movie. I would say it's his second best movie.
What would you say is his first?
Sudden Death, where the Pittsburgh Penguins
Yeah.
are in the Stanley Cup, and Jean-Claude Van Damme, as a fireman, has to prevent terrorism from kidnapping the vice president, blowing up the building.
Yeah, it's a pretty good one.
With Powers Booth.
Have you seen JCVD?
Oh.
It's a movie where Van Damme plays himself as like a drunken burnout, and has to use his martial arts skills to redeem himself.
I have to see that.
It's really dark and depressing as fuck. It's like Mickey Rourke's The Wrestler, but about Jean-Claude Van Damme being a burnout.
I need to know
Yeah,
that.
JCVD. It hurts.
Yeah, but Kickboxer. If you fuckers haven't seen Kickboxer, I'm the biggest horror movie fan ever, and I still think it holds up just as much as I Spit on Your Grave.
Yeah, anytime that movie was on TV, I would stop and watch it. It doesn't matter what I was doing.
You gotta see it. Just forgive it. The dude, Ogre from Revenge of the Nerds.
Straight up. Nerds! Which is a revenge movie in and of itself.
Yeah, and it's also a rape revenge because the nerds rape.
Yeah, they do.
He rapes a girl.
Like Rape Man.
He's Rape Man.
He is.
Louis Skolnick stars in Rape Man.
Oh, wow. That's dark.
That's my pie.
And then they have a fantastic...
Rape Revenge of the Nerds.
with a fantastical musical number at the end featuring Lamar on lead vocals.
Lamar. And your little old friend, Lamar.
He raps.
Yeah, Kickboxer.
Great
the best
movie.
revenge movie of all time. It's universally recognized. I shouldn't have to tell you guys. It's universally recognized as the best revenge movie of all of the times.
All the time.
All of the times.
All right. So I'm just going to take Old Boy off my honorable mentions since it already got talked about. I Spit Off Your Grave off my honorable mentions. But let's talk about May.
May is good.
May is a great revenge movie. And what's that actress's name? Anna something or other?
She got the big eyes. She looks like the girl from Dagon.
Yeah, she does.
Dagon!
Or like the girl from the succubus girl with the big freaky eyes.
Yeah. From Siren.
Yeah.
Anna's VHS.
Anna Faris Anna whatever her name is, plays the girl named May who is obsessed with. She becomes obsessed with various parts of people, and she thinks that she's in love with the person, but she really likes one guy's tattoo or one girl's eyes, or whatever. And so she tries to date them, and then she finds something else about them that bothers her, and ultimately she kind of ruins the relationships, but then she kind of gets used and fucked over too, and in the end she gets revenge by finding all of those people and cutting off the pieces of them that she likes and building her own love doll
Superhuman
out of corpse parts. American Mary, also a great revenge film. Tetsuo the Iron Man, movie that I talked about on this show. Revenge movie, cyberpunk revenge horror with giant drill dicks.
Yeah.
And
drill dicks.
No, like I said in talking about Izo, nobody does revenge like Takashi Miike, and I normally wouldn't give him double points on this list, but he's done so many good revenge films.
He has.
Ichi the Killer, Gozu, Audition. Audition was pure revenge.
It's on my honorable mentions as well, but I just wish that Visitor Q was a revenge movie because even in death you shit on me.
That was revenge. But I would say that the pinnacle of his revenge films outside of Izo was a series of films that he did called Dead or Alive. There were 3 of them.
Yeah,
and they were batshit fucking crazy.
Yeah.
It was the only thing that held the movies together in the series was it was the same actors playing different characters. But it was always some sort of Yakuza theme thing or some kind of like organized crime thing. But whether they were fighting against each other or working together, in the end, something fucking insane always happened.
You know what? I would love to have him on the podcast as a guest.
Yeah.
Especially if he doesn't speak any English.
Right, just let him say shit.
Yeah, just let him say shit, and then let us retort, and then let him say shit.
We can pay him in speed.
Is that your last honorable mention?
If you haven't seen the Dead or Alive series, go watch those movies because every single one of them are batshit fucking nuts.
Okay, well, my honorable mentions. I Saw the Devil.
Yeah.
A fucking amazing movie.
Good movie.
Came out of left field, and that's Korean, right? And
Yeah.
there hasn't been so much of the same thing coming from there. This level of brutality.
Yeah.
It's just fucking amazing. Came out of left field. Great revenge movie. Great movie. Eden Lake. Have you seen that?
I have not.
I traditionally think revenge movies take place after the fact of, not during, of what's happening to the protagonist,
Right.
you know? But that's why I left it off my top 5, but you need to see Eden Lake.
Okay. That's on Netflix, I think.
Man and a woman go on vacation to a lake. There's a group of children there. Those children do horrible things to them.
Wow. Children.
Yes.
Like young children?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. It's pretty awesome. Hard Candy.
Yeah.
Again, with a mind for revenge before something happens to you, can't be on my top 5.
Right.
But great revenge for the people that came before her who have been victimized.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Yeah, she fucks that guy up.
yep. Last House on the Left.
Classic.
Another one that's revenge, like you said, for the antagonist. Cape Fear.
Yeah.
It's revenge. It's a revenge movie.
Robert De Niro is legit scary in that movie.
He is fucking scary. Also streaming on Netflix. Irreversible, like you said. Carrie. Carrie's a revenge
It
movie.
is. They fuck with her mercilessly.
Yep. Another one that would have made my list. Might have even been my number 1. Well, no. Nothing could beat out Kickboxer. Might have been my number 2. If it wasn't for the fact that I had it on my horror buddies list. Martyrs.
Yeah.
That's a revenge movie.
Yeah. It starts out as a revenge movie, then it goes.
starts out,
then
yeah,
it goes
that's-
hard left,
There's another reason why.
left
too.
at Albuquerque.
Yeah. Audition, like you said. Another one, 2 movies that are revenge based. They're not horror. They're exploitation, grindhouse throwbacks, and Inglourious Bastards and Django Unchained.
Yeah,
Revenge movies to a T.
yeah, for sure. I love Inglourious Bastards. I just like seeing Nazis die.
Yeah, yeah, me too. And my what could be better than seeing Nazis die is seeing. Could have been my number 1. I was going to go with this or Kickboxer as my number 1, but it's a Western revenge movie. Tombstone.
Fuck yeah. Yeah, one of the best westerns ever made.
You tell him I'm coming, and hell's coming with me. Great revenge.
Great
story.
revenge movie. Great cast. Every single person in that movie is fucking amazing.
Yeah, especially Val Kilmer.
God, he's
Just in his last good role, honestly.
Yeah. I can't really think of anything he did after that was... Well, actually, I really liked him in Bad Lieutenant, Port of Call.
Yeah, that was good too.
But you don't recognize him as Val Kilmer because he's so gross.
Yeah, he is. But yeah, fucking Kurt Russell. Tombstone plus Cannibals. Like Tombstone and The Woman, that's Bone Tomahawk.
Yeah. Straight up.
Yeah. Kurt Russell's fucking awesome in that movie. And also, we'd be remiss without saying that in Tombstone, Bill Paxton
Yeah.
as Morgan. Recently passed Bill Paxton. So, rest in peace.
I miss him every day. Game over.
Every
man.
day you wake up and you say, "Game over, man."
Every morning I wake up and I'm like, they're in the walls! I've been doing that for like the last 20 years though. So.
That has nothing to do with Bill Paxton. It's just like your condition.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of crazy shit, I don't know what this reminded me of, but some fucking crazy shit went down at my work, and I kind of want to talk about it. I'm not going to name names.
Did somebody rape? Did an old person rape another old person, and then they had their revenge?
It involves nudity.
Okay.
Yeah, we got this guy dropped on our doorstep. Basically, like they lied to us and said that there was nothing wrong with him. And while we were in the process of considering him, they just showed up with him, and we're like, well, he has to stay. He has nowhere else to go. So we took him, and he started causing problems like the minute after the people who dropped him off left. And they had to fucking... he got naked, pulled the fire alarm, and ran out the back door. And they had to
He's my hero.
chase him out into a parking lot. He punched a nurse in the face, trying to
No longer
catch
my
him.
hero.
Yeah, but yeah. We had a naked old man, fire alarm and run.
I'm sure that if H.P. Lovecraft lived to tell the tale, he would have done something like that.
Yeah,
He would have pulled the fire alarm with his tentacle.
yeah. Had to take off his pants to unveil the tentacle. And as he was running down the street naked, he'd scream, "If it smells like fish,
Throw the fucker back.
Okay, this next song is for the LAPD. We got arrested the other night at Blackie's for playing punk rock music. They called us nuisance in Publix or something like that. Anyway, they put us in jail, and this song's called Revenge, and it's for them. It's not my imagination! I gotta go to my bed! Come on, let me come back! We're gonna get revenge! You all know it! We're kind of bitch! Don't tell me about it! Don't tell me what I get! I can't think of a rest! Just around the corner! And a bad cold payment! Revenge! Well, watch them bleed. Revenge! That's all me! I will cry if you die. Die! I'm gonna get revenge! You won't let it show! We're cut and screwed! Revenge! Revenge!